Two Americans. And yours truly and Brent Hanks. Glad to have you with us here during this World Series of Poker Europe live coverage.
No, this is not an accident. This is okay, this one. The accident was the bluff gone wrong, yeah.
I think I heard the magical words all in. I did.
You did. As Lyubovetsky has picked ace, jack, jack, deuce with 3 hearts to sail it in with. Stranak with the 8-6-5-4. Kind of an unlikely candidate for a raise, especially given you know that those short stacks are never going to flat. They're probably just going to come over the top, and this is not a hand that can take the pressure.
Yeah, although we did just see Parkhomenko a moment ago before we saw the leaderboard fold ace, queen, queen 10 from the big blind on just a single open. Now considering the ace, queen, jack 4 double suited in a 3-way affair. I have to imagine once these equities are revealed that the 8-6-5-4 1 suit is probably in fine shape against the ace, jack, jack, deuce. There we go. Essentially flipping, Ali.
Well, the better side of that coin belongs to Lyubovetsky as Parkhomenko folded the 2-tone ace high double suit. Deciding up against the early opener and then the player willing to move all in. His hand was not likely to be in great shape.
Face. I'm favored, I think. No. It always comes, man. I'm sorry. Your luck just evaporated this hand. Now it's only me. Vanished.
To the flop we go. And ace, king, deuce, advantage Lyubovetsky. But Stranak does have a wheel draw. Huge edge now for the Ukrainian. Oh my goodness.
What about?
Well, we're not dead yet.
No, Lyubovetsky has picked up the nut flush draw, but Stranak hits the gut shot to make the wheel.
Hearts.
And you see the equities flip wildly into Stranak's corner. Will the chip leader give us our first bust out? And indeed he will. As the queen rolls off, and I think we just learned how to curse in Ukrainian.
It's always the same. You're a monster.
I took my driver's test on my 16th birthday that afternoon and took Mom's Mercedes over to Miss Carlock's home, and she'd given me one instruction as she knew I was coming to pick her daughter up. She said, whatever you do, don't come all the way up the driveway. Now, unbeknownst to me, Miss Carlock was in a Hansel and Gretel type hovel of sorts, perched on a hill in a massive property. So this private driveway, under cover of darkness, was a touch difficult to navigate as somebody with all of 3 hours of driving experience of a licensed nature under my belt.
Had you met the daughter before?
No, I'd seen a picture, though.
Okay.
Be serious. I'm not going blind here.
Right.
She was attractive. In terms of PLO hands, you could describe her as Queen, Jack, Jack 10 with spades. Not quite aces, but you can get in there.
A very nice hand indeed.
Right.
We're coming back to this after this.
We are going to come back to it, my friend.
I need to hear how this ends or begins.
Spades in all 3 spots that have decided to hop in thus far. The villain, Sabo, putting some of those newfound chips to work with the ace-king 10-5. Bradley has chosen to come along as well. Oh, my goodness. Look at the statement being made here by the chip leader.
Oh, this is extremely aggressive.
Pots it to 650,000.
Wow.
Queen high hearts and ace queen 8-6. And clearly he is trying to send the message that he holds the aces in this spot. And Yankov's hand shrivels considerably, especially with Bradley still left behind him.
Oh, my.
But he decides he wants to draw a line in the sand. Ian out of the way. And a beautiful opportunity for Yankov to do far more than double up here. A near 3-2 favorite.
If you didn't do it, I was doing it.
Special forces.
Yeah,
Every time,
I was
squeeze.
doing it,
It's a flip.
No, not a fair coin if you call this a flip. And Stranak having a laugh. Obviously, he took his shot here, but he picked the wrong man. Pretty gutsy call there from
Great
Yankov.
recognition by Yankov. I don't know how he did it. I don't know if he picked up some sort of read or tell.
No, I wouldn't say.
So 1.88 in the middle. To the flop we head. Queen in the window, followed by a 6 and an 8. 3 pair for Stranak. For Yankov, it is the gut shot straight draw that works. Tenor at jack would be useful as well. Instead, it's a 4. Stranak wants to hold. Yankov needs the jack 10 or 9 here. Can the Bulgarian stay alive? No. It's a 4 on the river. Queens and 8s for Samuel Stranak, and incredibly fortunate and wildly unamused is Krasimir Yankov.
You're looking
17,000 euros richer,
You
but
might fall to me though.
home up her driveway. She runs into an oil slick, Spy Hunter style, and ends up sliding her Mercedes off her own driveway into the landscaping.
Oh, my gosh.
So I've now ruined my car, my chemistry teacher's car, any shot I had at an A in the class,
I have 0% 3-bet.
any shot I had of
0%.
ever letting my parents borrow a car again,
Yes,
and
0%.
certainly any shot I had at consummation.
11.
It was a complete disaster of a 16th birthday.
Not exactly Sweet 16, Ali.
Yeah, you do.
But
Actually, he does.
Great story.
But also, you have
if
like
I do say so myself.
It's
In the end,
fantastic.
8% 3-bet maybe.
it was, I'm not going to say worth it, but I made the most of it. Making the most of ace-king
we go
10-9 is Mozaffarian. Double suited. No one can blame him for opening to $135. A couple of pairs for Bradley, and he's wondering whether or not Stranak is going to be up to his old games here.
I call.
No pot this time. He's going to flat it. And Amir is going to have position on the chip leader. As we head to the flop, which is ace 10-4. Top 2 for Mozaffarian. Just the ace queen for Stranak. 2 checks in front of him.
Stranak does have backdoor hearts in his hand. He is absolutely not going to fold once Bradley moves out of the way.
It'll cost him 200 to continue as the set miner abandons the 2 pair. in his hand, of course. Speaking of Bradley. Samuel will call. Another 400,000 slides into the middle. Now the 9 of hearts on the turn. You did foreshadow that backdoor flush draw. He's also picked up a gut shot.
Sort of a dream ticket for Stronach, adding that equity alongside the hearts with that straight draw you mentioned. And as we can see, a queen would also be live. 35% now to win the pot for Stronach. I have to imagine that Mosafarian with top 2 with a bonus 9.
Would it make sense here to deny equity and just come with something very big?
I think you bet pot, right? We're not concerned about being up against
Any
a
sets,
set, right? Yeah.
4s don't rate to be in his hand, and we block all of the big sets.
Yeah.
But he doesn't come with full pot. He comes with 675. Meaningful, but laying better than 2 to 1 on a call.
Yeah, Stronach just, I don't think he can fold with this price now. He is going to have to call 675,000 with the nut draw. Keep in mind there are 2 8s in the deck that would also improve Stronach's hand. Those are live. Any jack, any queen, any 8, any heart. He's really giving this consideration, perhaps wondering if he could ever be up against a set of aces or 10s. And oh my gosh.
And he is seeking to put the decision back to Mozafarian, but there was really no way Amir was going to fold. And you see the disappointment instantly for Stronach, who understood that a call here meant that he for sure was no good. But the good news for him is he has outs. And they are going to play a huge one, Brent.
Well, you can say that again, Ali. This is the pot of the final table thus far.
Good luck. What do you need? Like jack, card, and
Jack card 8.
and queen as well. Queen as well. Good luck.
I was hoping
There we
you
go.
might fold like ace 4 or ace 9.
One to come. 35% is Stronach. And Mozafarian
Yeah.
is at risk. Needs to fade the jack, the queen, and the heart. And the river is the queen.
Oh my
Aces
goodness.
and queens
Oh
for
my.
Stronach. And just like that,
You cover me, right?
I think
Amir
so,
Mozafarian, who
Definitely.
played so well here at this final table, finds himself showered.
A horrific bad beat
Nice playing with you.
for Mosafarian.
Yeah, nice playing.
Had all the momentum.
That look says it all for Stronach, who really enjoyed kind of smooth sailing all the way up to heads-up play. But he has run into a red-hot Alan Sabo now.
You've seen it, Ali, time and time again from the hundreds of tables you mentioned that you've covered in your career. The chaos, the volatility. You're just never safe until you essentially have every chip.
You know,
change
listen,
so
if
quickly.
Stronach didn't seem so relaxed and so loose, I might speak to the notion that there's a little bit of that doom, a little bit of that frustration, a little bit of that angst that's creeping in. But really, He's just out here doing what he's been doing, and you see Sabo with queen 10-9 tray.
Just sort of feeling it. If he calls here, it's not much of a hand, but yeah, he's going to gamble and say, you know what, let's ride the rush.
And it does make it tough for Stranak when he can't even pick a pot up against a hand like this after 3-betting to 990. 2.1 million already in the middle. And ace jack jack 3. Not exactly loving this king high flop. 2 diamonds on the board. A gut shot straight draw with the 10-9 and the 9 high diamond draw. Working for Sabo. And is Stranak going to pump the brakes or seek to inflate?
Well, if he bets pot somehow with 2 jacks in his hand, Sabo's in a very bad spot. With just a 9 high flush draw, that gutter. Now it's reversed, right? Sabo perhaps has the door wide open.
But elects to check back.
Yeah.
Brent. Feels like maybe the pot is big enough, and on the turn.
Well, he doesn't have anything
deuce.
yet. So, you know, I think he could have applied pressure there, Ali, but perhaps he just is going with his gut and thinking that Stranak is trapping him in the moment. And he checked back that equity. Let's see the sizing here from Stranak as he reaches with the 2 jacks.
Bet 800.
800K. And provided that his diamonds are good, Sabo can safely figure that he has at least 12 outs in the diamonds and the 8s. Oh, and look at that tidy little
I've never seen that before.
roll of the 800K into the middle. How chill is this guy? 3.7 million out there, and the river is a 5, so just queen high for Sabo now. But let's face it, Stranak has just 2 jacks and can't really be thinking that they're good at this point.
Absolutely not. You have to sort of hate this card too, right? 8-9 comes home, and now the door wide open on the river for Sabo.
Who knows that he's not winning at showdown with queen high?
There it is.
Yep. Look at this savagery. Full pot, 3.7 million. Throws the cuffs on Stranak, who really can do nothing.
It's hard to find too many bluffs. 8-9 gets there, 3-4 is home. Yes, there are missed diamonds, which clearly we can see that Sabo has. It would have to be almost a pure 9-10 with diamonds. So a hand like Jack 9-10 Queen, or something dusty like, well, Queen 10 9-3. There are certainly hands we beat. We can eliminate it from ever being kings up. So I think Stranak is going to essentially narrow this down to being a straight or nothing. He has 1 blocker in his hand to the 3-4. This is courageous by Sabo, and I give Stranak a lot of credit for thinking this through. Let's see what he decides to do other than tie his shoe.
Most people would have sent this hand into the muck long ago, Brent, but he's thinking about it.
Sure is.
Obviously, he knows that the full pot sizing from Sabo is very polarizing. But what do we beat? Even the missed diamonds could have us beat with just some sort of raggy king.
Unlikely, though, Ali, to turn a raggy king into a bluff. At least Sabo certainly could do it, but
you're not wrong.
May just be good enough to get the showdown.
All of this is on Stranak's mind.
This would be the greatest call of his life if he can find it.
It is for the tournament, by the way, given he only has 2.1 back. If he's wrong, then he sees the bracelet and first place prize money going to Sabo. But he's right. And all he has to do is click call and lay claim to 7.4 million and a massive lead.
Wow.
Are you kidding?
Mám kde Queen High mám.
Yes! Pojď!
Start! Fuck no. I lost.
All hail Samuel Stranak, who just made one of the sickest calls I think I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh.
This is how poker should be. Awesome.
Okay, raise 300.
And rewarded now with the aces.
Our resident translator has advised that at some point Sabo asked Stranak if he still gets a ride home in the event that he wins. So these two are carpooling on top of all else. Comes 2 jacks and a 4. Stranak has made it 300K to skate with these 2 aces and is in lovely shape.
Well, I have a feeling they're going to need a lot more gin when this match is all set in stone.
Oh my goodness, ace is full on the turn for good measure. Stranak checked in position, and that leaves Sabo barreling here with the 4 and a Broadway draw. He is drawing dead. Oh, trip 4s for Sabo now on the river, and if he doesn't think he's up against a jack, he's going to go for value.
He thinks he just got there, Ali. He thinks that Stranak just has ace-X in his hand.
How big? 750,000 into this 960. And we know that Stranak, after he double checks and verifies that the ace is full, is going to be shooting this thing up.
Sabo's about to fly out of his chair the moment Stranak says pot.
Čo ti mám kolnúť 4, veď ju nemôžem kolnúť. Ukáž mi to.
And Sabo does not make a meal of it whatsoever. Gets shown the aces.
Absolútne zle. Nechceš si dať jeden... Vieš, čo som chcel povedať? Samo. Vieš, čo som chcel povedať?
It's an upstate thing. I'm from upstate, so yeah, he's right. Are these guys just checking down every pot? How is this still going? It would be the stone opposite of that. Back and forth.
Yeah, there hasn't been a
it's a
lot of
slugfest.
checking unless it was check potting. Incredibly entertaining heads-up match here.
Cool.
Oh, Sabo's got.
Raise pot 300.
This could get in.
Pot.
Yeah, here it goes.
King, Queen, 10-9 double suited, limped, and the Sabo raise.
Chcel som ja pot a on ripotol. Mám 1,2 milióna. Esa nemáš, máš zlé kone.
And is Sabo blueprinting
Poď, dobre, all in, poď.
and all in for Stranak here?
Máš zlé kone? Nemáš.
It would appear that the two have decided to get it in. Stranak did indeed repot, and then Sabo must have called. So in it all goes, Brent.
Ideme to pozerať spolu.
Slight favorite for Stranak. A big hand, King, Queen, 10-9 double suited. Is it his time?
Esičko ešte raz.
Ronaldo by udal preč.
Esičko ešte raz zašlo dneska.
Ale dobre, Samo. Zaslúžiš si ho, ten áram.
You think it was like, I'm going to break this bottle over your head if you end up winning this pot? Is that what that was? Doubtful.
No poď.
Strašne mám chuť hovoriť nejaké hlúposti a veľa ľudí nás počuje.
Stranak,
Diamanty.
about an 8% favorite here.
Ja už nevládzem.
Oh. And the flop comes ace 10-7, so it's top pair for Sabo, but Stranak has the 10, the gutty, and the spades.
Nikto sa nenahnevá.
Ešte zahrať.
Ne, áno, jasné, že chcem. ESO, Šestku.
Here comes the turn. The jack in the gut, and Stranek has made the straight, which leaves Sabo only pulling at a king
Mám 2 auty na
to
plynu.
chop.
Prestaň sa mi vysmievať.
He cannot double.
Pohode.
And Stranek kind of shrugging it off as if to say, it's been my day. And truly, it has.
Daj tam toho kinga.
Just needs to fade 3 outs.
Alebo Royal. King alebo Royal. Ak dojde Royal,
Dáš mi liter.
dám ti 3000.
Dobre. Poď, daj tam Jacka späťového. No tak za
Here it comes. It's a 4. And Samuel Stranek
Gratulujem moc.
is your event 4 champion. And he gets a round of applause from his countryman, Alan Sabo, who finishes in second for roughly 63,000 euros. But that young man right there has plenty of reason to smile. It was a very fortuitous run here at the final table, and the moment is dawning on him as he realized